Hey yo, peace one two, what's up y'all? Yours truly D Prime 215 here. If you're watching, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to your boy. I'd appreciate that. For this video talking about Mercedes Moné, formerly known as, and if you really think about it, still also known as Sasha Banks, because objectively speaking, she made her name, as we all know and love her for the most part, in WWE. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us probably didn't know of her as Mercedes Moné or Mercedes before, she went to WWE. So that being said, I might interchangeably say Mercedes Moné and Sasha Banks, so don't get on me about that. Don't decide to be like a keyboard superhero, because I'm not being disrespectful. And truth be told, she don't know any of us exist, so like don't think you doing that is gonna get you some sort of shine, because it's not. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting no shine from this neither. I'm just talking about it because I feel like it. So anyway, she debuts in AEW after being rumored for weeks. One thing about AEW that they do differently, I just don't understand it. They'll brand certain shows, right, around certain people. So this one in particular, this was the AEW Dynamite show. It was branded for weeks as Big Business, AEW Big Business in Boston. The S's in business were the dollar signs. We all know that's, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, excuse me. We know that's her. So my thing was like, if it's gonna be in Boston is her hometown. Why not have her do press? Why not have her do, a radio show, like actively promoting it? Like, hey, like I'm gonna be at AEW Big Business, come out, support. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel like. I feel like, they could have done that. I understand they're different with how they, promote and book certain shows and things like that. But because it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't like, you're just watching as she popped up. It was branded as that for weeks. So I think they could have done that. But hey, I don't work there. It's just, my opinion outside looking in. Neither here nor there, because I still tuned in to watch the show, right? So I guess it is what it is. So she makes her debut. She comes out, right? Theme music completely threw me off. I don't know about y'all, but I was waiting to hear, her New Japan Pro Wrestling theme. The Crisscross remix, you know what I mean? That joint go dumb hard, man. Every time I hear that New Japan theme, I love that record, man. I'm saying John because I'm from Philly, because y'all might not even know what a John is, but a John, go to Google. I ain't gonna break that down right now, but who knows? Maybe the only reason I could think why they wouldn't use that, it could be two reasons. One, Mercedes wanted to change her theme, which is completely, believable. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be surprised if she wanted to change it for whatever reason. Also, it could be because, as I mentioned, her song, her New Japan theme was more or less a remix of the Crisscross Jump Around record. So possibly, I wouldn't be surprised if like maybe Crisscross or like the record company that released the Crisscross album hit, Tony Khan over the head with like, hey, if you want to use this, we're gonna like, charge you some insane licensing fee. Similar to Bryan Danielson. I remember when he debuted, like with his theme, I was thrown off because I'm waiting to hear Final Countdown. You know what I'm saying? And like, it turns out they couldn't use Final Countdown because the licensing fee was just it was outrageous, through the roof. Tony Khan was like, I'm not paying that. So that's why we have the remixed version of Danielson's WWE theme. So who knows? That could be a reason as to why we have a different theme from Mercedes Moné. And on her theme song, she's rapping on it. If I'm not mistaken, that is her. So that was cool. Like, it was exactly what it needed to be. I just wasn't really feeling like the instrumentation, only because I feel like rapping on that symphony is just like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't Juice Crew. That's a symphony I like hearing people rap on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably don't know anything about that. You know what I'm saying? Because essentially, like, her theme music is like a rap remix of Gunther's theme, and the instrumentation just wasn't moving me. For Gunther, I get it, and I do know that it's based off of a classical record. I don't remember it off the top of my head. Got me like Bob 10 from Slum Village. F this rap stuff. I listen to classical. Again, I'm going over y'all head. There's too much hip hop stuff for this wrestling video. But anyway, that's that. So maybe over time it'll grow on me. Danielson's theme grew on me over time. I didn't really like it at first, but who knows? Maybe this one will grow on me. So it is what it is. As far as like what she did when she was there, off rip, her outfit super sharp. I mean, you should expect nothing less of Mercedes because she's always been one of the sharpest dressed, especially if she's making a debut, stuff like that. So her wig said CEO, the outfit was just fire, CEO, everything. CEO, I mean, word. So that was that. Her promo was cool, her talking about her beginnings, the sacrifices she had to make along the way, not just within wrestling, but within her family. When she had she mentioned that she stopped going to school to take care of her brother. So yeah, it was cool for her to give that promo and kind of show a bit more of the human side, not just always be like, hey, I'm Mercedes Moné. Like she showed who she was and stuff like that. So that was cool. Also, it's always good. They didn't show them on camera that much for reasons that are more or less a bit obvious. But, Bayley and Naomi, Bayley especially, because we all know Bayley and Sasha. Bayley and Mercedes are like this, you know what I'm saying? I love seeing, them show up to support each other. Because Bayley, they really ride for each other. Even though, if they might feud on screen, they really got each other's backs. And, you gotta respect that. I love seeing that, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to them, Naomi as well for showing up to support. They were all from the Raptors, whatever it was, as they should be. I think they even showed up masked up, so you didn't know who they were. You know what I mean? That was really cool. I like that. So shout out to Bayley and Naomi for holding Mercedes down. During her promo, Mercedes, she spoke about Willow Nightingale and how they have unfinished business, which is true because. As you might recall, if you don't, you can go to Google. But I'll break it down here briefly. Mercedes and Willow, they actually wrestled each other for the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Championship. The winner, if I'm not mistaken, was supposed to be Mercedes. However, Mercedes, during the match, she injured her foot, called an audible, and decided to put Willow over and have her become the first champion. So, which was a class act, by the way. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. She knew, she could win the championship and have to immediately vacate it or just put Willow over. And I feel like Willow capitalized off of that. Her reign wasn't that long. She did wind up dropping it to Julia not that much longer after, her victory. But I feel like 2023 for Willow, that was one of her best years, man. Willow really... She made the most of that for sure. So, salute to her. But, they have unfinished business. So I'm sure whenever they wind up working with each other as far as a one-on-one match, we're going to get everything we need. Because the strong match was cool. But, with the story and the history between the two, I think their second match, it should be one of the best they ever have. However, later in the show, Willow was getting attacked. And Mercedes showed up to... save her, which I don't know, man. I don't know. We could say Mercedes is doing a good thing. She's being a face. But listen, man, look, we saw Mercedes, throw Bayley over the top rope in WWE before. So I'm just saying, don't get too comfortable. If she turn on her later on, don't say I ain't tell you. You know what I mean? Because listen, man, you can't rule that one out. But, regardless of how it all comes together, what I'm saying, Mercedes and Willow, we're going to get that. As far as, moving ahead, Mercedes versus... She's definitely going to work with Britt Baker. DMD versus CEO, that's already going to happen. Her and Jamie Hayter. I want to see, more of her and, Stardom people, because I know, New Japan and AEW, they work with each other. AEW, New Japan, and Stardom as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing some more of that. And overall, man, all in all, I'm sure she's going to make the most of it. I do know some people were upset about her talking about, how she was going to go back to WWE at some point. Man, like, if she does go back, she goes back. But, like, I don't see why people should really be that upset about that, because we're not going to influence her decision. Like, she's going to make the decision that makes the most sense for her at the time. Because, her decision to go to AEW, if I'm not mistaken, financially, was probably one of, if not the most lucrative wrestling deals that she ever made. So, she's going to make the money regardless, and it's going to work out for her and her family. That's really all that matters. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But all in all, that's my take on Mercedes Moné, her debut in AEW. I did good. I ain't calling Sasha Banks too much, man. So, work with me. Work with me. But what do you guys think of it? Were you happy, disappointed, surprised? What do you think of her theme music? Do you want her New Japan theme back like I do? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching. Appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? And lastly, again, I've been saying this a bit, in my wrestling theme videos, stuff like that. Don't ever take this stuff more seriously than the wrestlers do. They don't know we exist. You're not going to get anything out of it. You're not getting a backstage pass. You might get a retweet at best. But, don't get disrespectful. Don't turn into a keyboard hero. That stuff don't really matter like that. You know what I'm saying? Be a fan. It is what it is. But, you know what I'm saying? Don't get too ahead of yourself. That being said, be good. See y'all next time. All right? Peace.